Good morning, children. Myself name P.S. Tiwari from LP Savani Vidya Bhavan. We will continue with the subject OC, Organization of Commerce. Let's start. Yes, children. Now here you can see chapter number 7, Staffing. Today we'll discuss importance and staffing as a part of HRM, that is Human Resource Management. Let's get started with importance. So children, staffing occupies an important place in the progress of management because as more industry have been developed, the importance of staffing has also increased. Any organization without staff is like a mere skeleton. The inanimated machine can increase production, but employee can give even better result. In comparison to other factor of production, our fourth factor of production is land, labor, machine, entrepreneur. So in comparison with all other factor of production, the future of business enterprise, it depends much on its staff. Because staffing is the only living factor of the production. Personnel cannot be considered as physical resources because they have feeling, self-respect, intelligence, understanding, and different type of skills. An expert has rightly said, mind your man, man will mind everything for you. Meanwhile, just observe your man, direct them, give importance to them, then they will give you the best or better result. See, now in sequence, you can see the following points will clarify the importance of staffing. First, driving force. Contented and efficient staff is the driving force of an organization. Only an efficient staff can accomplish the objective of business along with other factor of production. Fine, it is called the driving force because the rest of the factor of production like land, building, entrepreneur, all are working with the help of staffing. So you can say that all other factor of production can get the guidelines with the help of staff. Thus your efficient staff can accomplish the business objective. Then the second one is dynamic activity. Staffing infuses dynamism into business and performs all the activity of the business. It is a changing activity according to the circumstances, according to the situation. It can change the activity for accomplishing the business objective according to the current situation. So it is acceptable according to the managerial function. The third one, important for other function of management. Our function of management is post-COP plus C. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, budgeting, reporting, and controlling. All the managerial functions are correlating with each other, then only they are preferred to be succeed. So the proper staff can use the other managerial function in better way to accomplish the business objective. Then fourth one, limbs of the business enterprise. Planning occupies the place of brain in the human body, while staffing is like the limbs of an enterprise. Without them, activity cannot be done in an organization. Suppose you have purchased land, building, you have done the furniture, you have organized everything, you have decided the goal, but you don't have a staff. So by whom you can get work done from? As our management definition is getting the things done from others, that means first of all we have to use our efficient staff. Similarly, with using your staff, you can use the other managerial function. Thus, in the human body, as brain works, similarly, in enterprise, staffing works, just like limbs. Then fifth one, job satisfaction among staff. Due to staffing, the complaint and problem of the employee can be understood and speedy solution is possible. Proper planning and distribution of the work creates feeling of job satisfaction and among the employee it will create a humanitarian. Short and simple, if your staff is satisfied, they will satisfy you. As experts said that mind your man will mind everything for you. Similarly, if your staff is satisfied, definitely they will satisfy the organization. Then sixth one, harmony in relation. Staffing creates an environment of satisfaction among employees. It helps to establish cordial relationship between the employer and employee. Employer, that means a middle level of management, manager, and employees, the labor, the lower level of management. With the help of staffing process, will create the harmonious relation in an organization. Then seventh one, increase the prestige of organization. A contented and efficient staff is an invaluable asset. It increases the prestige of the organization. If your staff is efficient, they can put their effort efficiently, plus you are giving them training, developing their skills. Short and simple, you are reducing the labor turnover, which will increase the prestige of an organization. Then last one, continuous process. All the managerial function, planning, organizing, staffing, directing, all the managerial function is concluded as a continuous process. It never stops. The very existence of business is not possible without its staff. As long as business activity continue, staff and staffing process will also continue. Thus, these are the importance which we have discussed right now. Now, let's see the staffing as a part of HRM. Yes, children, our next topic is staffing as a part of HRM. See, according to the board syllabus, this is omitted. But this is the important concept for the further study. Like BCom, MBA, whatever you have decided in your mind. According to that, the HRM is important concept. So I'm giving the information, a basic information regarding same, but from your board syllabus, it is omitted. So you can cross the point from your glance point and write down over there omit. Fine. Now see the concept. For your understanding concept, human resource management is the process of planning for recruiting necessary step, and it is necessary for the staff and developing it for the achievement of enterprise objective. HRM process is required for planning of the recruiting, hiring the staff, develop their skill, and by default it will helpful for achieving the business objective. Now most of the business enterprise nowadays consider their staffing department as the HRM or HRD, that is human resource management and human resource department. Generally, staffing includes recruitment, selection and training. It also includes the materialistic facilities, progressive wage system and employees' welfare, while HRM includes the growth and development of personnel. Formerly, the meaning of staffing was confined to filling up the vacancies only. But today, it has become a part of HRM. In these days of global competition, the importance of human resource has increased. Considering all factors of production to be noteworthy, good result can be achieved by the recognition of the staff, its loyalty, its efficiency, satisfaction and care. So these are the factors which really affect and important in HRM and HRD process. Now the process of HRM can be divided into two phases. Let's see the same. See, it is divided into two parts. One is concerned with manpower planning. Second is concerned with compensation and development of staff. First of all, see the A point, concerned with manpower planning. Under that, you can observe 4 different points. First is to plan for required staff in the organization and increase the staff through new appointments. Fine. Concern with manpower planning, that means how much staff is required in an organization, and in case any other activity you have planned, accordingly you have to hire a new staff, appoint a new staff. Second one, according to the time and situation, necessary and selective reduction in the staff. See, I have organized 10 activity and accordingly I required 50 staff. 5 staff each activity. But when I have organized, I thought that 10 of the staff is more, but I required only 40. So at that stage, I have decided to reduce that excess staff, because in organization, according to the activity, whatever they have planned, according to the activity, only 40 vacancies are there and we have hired 50 staff. So comparatively, I can select the 40 best one and the excess 10 staff, I can reduce them. Then third one, appropriate placement of staff. The 40 staff to whom I have hired, I will allocate them a proper position in an organization. I'll keep them position in an organization according to different level of management, according to different department. Then fourth one, to keep the staff constantly active and enhance their knowledge. The staff to whom I have hired, constantly I'll ask them to reflect the active work, plus I'll help them for enhancing their knowledge after providing the training. So this will considered under the concern with manpower planning. Now B1, concern with compensation and development of staff. First, to provide work-related training to the staff whenever necessary. It is one kind of compensation or one kind of development. So the training is considered under the development of staff. After getting the training, employee can develop their skill, their ability, their intelligence, etc. So training considered as a developmental process. Then second one, to provide a conducive environment to the staff and also opportunity to improve their proficiency. A proper friendly atmosphere I'll provide to my staff. Understanding atmosphere I'll provide to my staff. I'll provide them an opportunity to improve their proficiency according to the need of organization. That means we'll provide the track to them. They can update their skills, ability for accomplishing the business objective, and according to the familiar atmosphere, familiar environment, they can feel comfortable to get more knowledge, and whatever knowledge they are having to reflect the same. They need to be in a proper atmosphere. Then third one, to give proper compensation and benefit to the staff. Bonus, commission, increment, compliment, award, etc. These are the compensation which provide to the staff, and on that basis it will reflect the positive aspects from staff, and you see the increasing ability of them. Then the last one is to recognize work related problem, find out the solution for the same and implement the same. To understand the problem of your staff, give the proper solution. In case they are find any kind of deviation to do the work, please guide them accordingly. Then only they feel comfortable for the continuity of the work. Now, according to the HRM, this is the conclusion point. According to the HRM, employee are not mere factor of the production, but they are more than that. They are not considered as the factor of production, but they are more than that because they are considered as the human element. Management principle and the function are adopted to create the stable staff, which will reduce the rate of labor turnover. If they are comfortable, they will not leave your organization and they will continue in the same business. By that, you can have an experienced worker plus the increasing and updating skills are there in your employee that they will contribute in an organization. It increases the efficiency and job satisfaction of employee, by which the organizational objective and employee objective can be achieved. Fine. With the help of this process, it will increase the efficiency and job satisfaction from employee side, and from organizational side will achieve the organizational objective. Fine. So children, today we have covered the importance of staffing and staffing as a part of HRM. Hope so you have understood the concept. Thank you for the day, children. Bye-bye.